manifesting to the fucking universe to send me a fit guy to send with me.
When a man wants a woman, he will move mountains to be able to be close to her.
I honestly don't know if I would have gone out again if he had asked me. Probably would have, but he didn't, and so here we are.
If there's one thing that I could tell somebody is do not settle.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So without further ado, let's just jump right into today's video clips of modern women over the age of 30 trying to date. So don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments, and let's just jump right into today's videos.
This is so up because I'm crying and I feel like it's crying. I'm also laughing because I'm just manifesting to the fucking universe to send me a fit guy to have sex with me. What the fuck?
This woman, we've only seen literally 30 seconds of this video, but she is absolutely insane. Okay, number one, using the word manifest, but number two, just putting your personal, and I do mean personal details all over the internet is something that is really crazy to me. And she's sitting here talking about crying, but also laughing at the same time. Honestly, just absolutely psychopathic behavior. But hey, what better thing to do with psychopathic behavior than to share it on TikTok, I suppose.
But I kind of feel a bit sad about to do that. The number one sex. Well, actually, that's a lie. I'm sure I could have sex with plenty of people. No, that's just a fucking go talking.
Again, this constant need for validation and attention, it always amazes me how these women will flex things that nobody cares about. Nobody cares how many dudes are in your DMs. Nobody cares how many dudes you could get with because you're a woman. These things are not difficult to get. What's really impressive, okay, is having a marriage spanning multiple decades and actually having a successful family. Nobody is going to remember you for the amount of dudes that you could get with if you wanted to. Literally nobody cares about that.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh. Well, maybe this is what it's like when you turn 30.
Yeah, see, this is what happens when when you spend your 20s just going out, having fun, chasing the attractive dudes, is eventually 30 years of age comes knocking around, and you can't get the same attention from those dudes that you used to be able to get while you were in your 20s. These women who get to this age and they are saying things like this, it's just a massive red flag when they don't have a boyfriend or a husband or a long-term relationship, at least, because these are things that they could have gotten a very long time ago. But what they chose to do, instead of prioritize relationships or family, is they chose to prioritize the streets. They literally chose to prioritize random dudes and random hookups and situationships, whatever the hell you want to call them these days. That's what these women chose over actually having a meaningful relationship and having a family, by the way.
You know that men are easy to analyze. They only become complicated because we women have this tendency to overthink and to overanalyze everything they say or do. But this is what you must know about men. When a man meets you, he will immediately know if he wants you. Maybe he doesn't know yet if he sees you as his future girlfriend, because when it comes to relationships, men fall into things.
Okay, so first of all, any girl who thinks that a man is complicated is just absolutely lost, okay? Men are not complicated. If you are a pleasant person to be around, it is not difficult to secure a man. A lot of these women complaining about like, oh, where are all of the good men? Or why can't I find a guy to take me seriously? The common denominator that they all typically have is they are excruciating people to be around. They're not pleasant, right? They're not grateful. They're oftentimes incredibly entitled. They're arrogant. They act like men. They're unattractive. Okay, these are things like, if you're a woman and you're a pleasant person, this will go so far in getting a relationship with a guy. And if you if you can't get a dude and you're a pleasant woman, then literally the only thing standing in between you and having a dude is your expectations. Like, you will literally have single mothers out here with, I kid you not, guys, full on lists that they have made of things that they demand from a man. And you sit there and you think to yourself, you're literally a single mother over the age of 30 and you have a list of demands. It is crazy. So number one, men are not complicated. Number two, this thing about men falling into relationships, the men that women chase fall into relationships. But there are a lot of guys who, you know, despite all of the issues with modern day relationships, would still be willing and able to, you know, just give you a relationship straight up. But again, the standards, right? You have a lot of women who think that they're entitled to things that they're not, and they spend literally over a decade chasing dudes who don't give a crap about them.
But he's definitely sure if he wants to sleep with you. And when a man wants a woman, he will move mountains to be able to be close to her, to see her, to feel her, to touch her. So
yeah, see, the problem with this is that if a dude does absolutely anything to see a woman, because this girl is, you know, in some senses right here. The problem is that men who move mountains and who do all of these things to come and see you because they want to see you and they care about you so much, these guys become very boring to women very quickly. That's the unfortunate truth of the matter, is you have these women, they say they want things, right? They say they want a guy who pedestalizes them, who moves mountains to see them, and who does whatever it takes. But you can literally give that same woman that exact man that she's describing, and he'll become boring. She won't respect him as much because he's not prioritizing his own time, he's prioritizing her. And before you know it, she just moves on to the next dude anyway. So, you know, you can say that you want a dude to move mountains, but we all know that the women that men are, the men that women are chasing don't care about moving anything. They won't move their schedule. They'll do the things that they're going to do anyway, and the woman can either choose to be there or she can leave. That's how it works.
So if a man texts you, even if he texts you a lot, but he's not making any move, and you're kind of confused, but then with your female way of thinking, you start to overanalyze his behavior, and you start to think like, maybe he doesn't know how to approach me, maybe he's insecure, or perhaps he has...
I love how, like, the conclusion, if a man isn't asking a woman out, that he's insecure. Isn't that just crazy, right? So it can't be that the man doesn't want to date you or he's not interested in you. No. It has to be one of the first, literally the second thing this woman said is that if a man is not asking these things, perhaps the female way of thinking is perhaps he's insecure. Isn't that crazy? Imagine if men walked around with this attitude of like, well, you know, she didn't want to jump into bed with me, so she must be insecure. Like, what kind of logic is that, man? But of course, it's perfectly okay when you apply this logic to men. Nobody bats an eye. Really, it's just a lot of shaming language and bullcrap, right? If you reject a girl, a lot of these women can't take rejection. So what they do is they just they try and shame dudes into not rejecting them, which is a very stupid strategy, right? If somebody's not interested in you, let them move on. If people don't like you, it's whatever. You don't try and shame people. Like, if people come to this YouTube video, for example, right, and they don't like the video, they're perfectly entitled to not like the video. I'm not going to sit here and shame people into trying to like the video, because you'll have people come onto this video and think that I'm an idiot and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, they are able to have that opinion. It would be very stupid of me to sit here and say, well, guys, if you don't agree with me, you know, and start insulting people. It's stupid. People aren't going to agree on everything. Not everybody's going to like you. And it's crazy how if a man doesn't like a woman, the first thing that society does is shame him. That's just disgusting to me, man.
Told you that he's super busy. So then you think, now I get it why he doesn't ask me out. But instead of you wondering when he will make his move, you should tell yourself this is a good thing that he doesn't ask me out. Because as hard as it sounds, this is your proof that he doesn't want you enough. You should stop making excuses for a man you think you want, or maybe you just want him to want you. Never wait for a man to make up his mind if he desires you. Because if a man doesn't show you from the beginning with clear moves that he's into you, he's not your man.
Hi, friend.
You know, this is one of the very few times that I can actually somewhat agree with this particular video. Like a lot of these girls who jump on here and espouse advice, it's actually really stupid. But this is actually not bad advice in my opinion, right? Like if you're a woman and you're out there dating, you want to choose the guys who actually ask you out on dates and crap like that. You know, you don't want to be going for players who aren't interested in you and who are going to throw you away you know, straight away. My thing is, if you're a woman and you're out here dating, you should be trying to secure the commitment up front. Don't go out here sleeping with the dude for 6 months and he hasn't asked you out and then try and slip in the what are we conversation, because the dude's not going to want to have a relationship with you. You either get the commitment or you don't. You have so many women who are like in talking stages with dudes for 6 months and then they wonder why the dude doesn't want them. And mind you, a lot of these women are in talking stages with multiple dudes at the same time. Of course you can't get a guy. No dude wants to date a woman who literally doesn't even respect herself. But hey, that's a discussion for another video. Let's jump into the next clip here.
We had 2 first dates this weekend. First one, yeah.
This is like, we're 2 seconds into this video. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This woman went on 2 dates in a weekend. And here's the thing, okay? If you're a dude and you're out there dating, and this is, again, these are women over 30, and you're a dude who's dating a woman, and she's dating multiple dudes at the same time, any self-respecting man is going to think, well, what's the point? Why am I taking her out on dates when she's literally got multiple other dudes taking her out on dates at the same time? It's gross. Like, what dude wants to do that?
Yesterday, we just grabbed coffee, like after lunchish, at a cute little local coffee place. He was very nice. Conversation was kind of what you expect for a first date. Like, it wasn't flowing like crazy, but it also wasn't as stilted or as awkward as it could have been. I don't think I'll hear from him again, and that's okay. My rule, like, I go into first dates only looking to see if I want to go on a second date. I don't go in trying to figure out if I'm going to marry them, if we can have a life together. Like, I literally just go into first dates and say, okay, did I enjoy myself enough to go on a second date? If the answer,
I don't believe this woman. And the reason why I don't believe this woman here is because she's dating over the age of 30. It seems to me like cope. When women get to the age of 30 and they're out here dating multiple dudes at the same time, trying to secure all of these dates, they're really looking for that guy who, you know, they're getting to the age where it's like, oh crap, I need a family, I need a relationship. The dinner conversations that my mother is having with me are incredibly awkward because I don't have a dude. And, you know, where are the grandchildren at? Why don't you have a boyfriend? All of these questions, and the biological clock is ticking. Why, you know, and a lot of them start looking for dudes who have like houses and who represent stability. Okay, so I don't believe this girl when she sits here and she says, well, I'm just looking to see if we can go on the second date and to see, you know, how that's going to go. I think a lot of these women, when they're out here dating and they're dating over the age of 30, they're not against dating. They're not against having fun with Chad. I'm going to say that straight up. Like, if the dude's attractive enough, she will get with him. But a lot of these women are looking for that meal ticket. They're looking for that marriage. They're looking for that dude who's going to come along and save them after they've made over a decade of bad decisions.
If the answer's yes, then yes. And if the answer is no, then it's no. I honestly don't know if I would have gone out again if he had asked me. But I probably would have, but he didn't. And so here we are. I went on another date tonight. And this date did not come from a dating app. I was actually set up with friends. It was more or less blind. Apparently, it was very blind on his part. He didn't know what it looks like at all. Poor guy. I would have sent him a picture or my Instagram or something. But he seemed like totally good with going in completely blind. I knew a little bit about what he looked like, but not like current day. Anyways, basically, my good friend is dating his best friend, and they both kind of said, hey, seems like it might be your type. We'd like to set you up. And we both said, okay. And so we went and grabbed dinner, and it was a lot of fun. He got me laughing, like the whole time. Conversation was really good. We seemed to align on a lot of stuff. So we're going on another date on Tuesday. And let me just tell you, it was so refreshing to go on a date and not know anything about who I was like going on a date with. Like, I didn't even have a dating profile. I kept thinking how weird it was that I didn't even have like a dating profile to go into the date, like expecting X, Y, or Z. Like, I literally knew just about nothing.
Isn't that crazy? Like, if you take the clock back a few years, dating apps weren't, you know, they weren't popular, they weren't really a thing. But now in the year 2023, dating applications are the norm. Okay, and just to make this clear, dating applications are something that are not geared at all towards men. Most men understand this, okay? If you're a dude and you go on a dating application, chances are you're going to get one match, 1-2 matches once every blue moon, okay? Like, dating applications are pretty much set up in a way to try and destroy men's self-esteem, in my opinion. For women, they can literally go in there and just treat it like a shopping trip, to be honest with you. But for men, that's not the case at all. And this is why you have an over-exaggerated sense of what these women feel as though they're entitled to. Because they can match with these dudes who are really attractive. They can match with guys who are just straight up way out of their league. And because they match with that guy and they can have bedroom fun with that guy, they think that they're actually entitled to that quality of man. When little do they realize that, number one, they're not. And number two, that guy has no intention of actually committing to her. So, you know, these women who have been on dating applications and that's the norm for them, a lot of them have been straight up ruined by this mentally, to be honest with you. Like, it is rare for, I would say, like, it's not even worth betting on that these girls walk away from this application with any sense of reasonable entitlements. Like, they don't walk away with reasonable expectations of what a man should be to them. They walk away thinking, well, here are my non-negotiables and here are all of the things that I need because I had bedroom fun with this dude who was way out of my league. Dating applications are incredibly poisonous to society. Like, it's not even arguable at this point, in my opinion.
So, I don't know where it'll go, but here's some positive. It was a good weekend, and I'm glad that I put myself out there twice, and we'll see where it goes from here.
If there's one thing that I could tell somebody is do not settle. Do not.
Oh man, you just know it's going to be a banger of a video when they open up with that. This is a woman who's 30 plus years of age. There seems to be, I won't scroll it down, but there seems to be up in the corner here a photo of this woman and her child. So it seems like not only is she 30 plus years of age and she's trying to date, it seems as though she's a single mother as well. I'm just speculating here based on this this picture up in the frame. And the first thing she says in the video is don't settle. All right, so let me make it's really weird when you try and square this up, okay? So we're obviously going to have expectations from men. We need a guy to do this and that and whatever. We, you know, don't settle for any old guy. But the dude who was the father of your child, you know, he didn't have to meet these expectations that you now have. It's very interesting how we're all very, we can do whatever we want when it comes to making biological offspring, okay? But now when we need to take care of that child, here are the strict things that the new man needs to be. Like, bro, go sort it out with the biological father. No dude with self-respect cares about your situation. But let's jump back.
There's one thing that I could tell somebody is do not settle. Do not settle for the bare minimum. Do not settle for a person who can't give you 100% of their time and effort. And I'm not saying that you have to call and text every day, but when you're out with them, if they're not asking you questions, if they're not truly trying to get to know you and understand you and look at you with non-judgment and things like that.
Yeah, don't judge me. Ask questions about me. Be interested in me. it's all very funny at a certain point, okay? Because here's the thing. A lot of guys are not interested in getting to know women over the age of 30, especially those who are single mothers. And especially dudes who you meet on dating applications. A lot of these guys are not interested in dating you. You want to have a family, you want to have something serious, sort it out in your early 20s. Hell, sort it out when you're younger, 18. Who the hell cares? But get it done early. Don't come here at 30 plus years of age as a single mother and say, well, I just want a man to care about me. Men have cared about you this entire damn time. Entire damn time. And here's the thing, when a lot of these girls, they go out and they date and their looks fade, they have a real hard time keeping men because they never also, get this, they never had to develop a personality that's pleasant to be around. So when the looks fade and maybe we've got a kid in tow, now we're incredibly masculine, we're argumentative, we have a list of demands, you actually don't have any leverage over men. You used to have leverage because you looked a certain way, but now that you don't have that anymore, well, now it's an issue for you. You don't have any leverage. Meanwhile, by the way, in contrast, a lot of dudes, the men who actually put effort into themselves, right, who build themselves up financially or physically, the dudes who put in the work to become more attractive, etc., these guys actually have more leverage over you. And we don't like that, right? You see how it's unfair, and now we need things from men because the dynamic has started to switch itself.
Don't settle, because being alone doesn't have to be the end all. When you learn to love yourself and accept yourself for who you are, it's okay to be alone. And yes, when you're alone, sometimes it is lonely and you think, oh, I just want somebody. But I just want you guys to remember to not settle. If they don't put effort in when you first start dating them, if they're not initiating conversations, initiating meeting up, they probably never will. Go and speak words of affirmation over yourself. Help build.
Words of affirmation over yourself. I think one of the funniest parts about this video is the part where she said, you know, you want a guy who's not going to judge you. The thing about judgment, okay, this is something that society really tries to condition out of men. Have you guys noticed how, like, if you're someone who's judgmental in any way, that makes you evil? Like, particularly as a man, if you're a dude and you're judgmental about anything, oh no, he's got to go, he's rude, he's this, he's that. But the thing about judgment is actually a self-preservation thing. You understand? So, like, if you're a dude and you go out here and you don't have any judgment, like, let's just say you see a whole bunch of red flags in a woman and you decide to date her because you're not judgmental, well, guess what? That non-judgmental attitude you have is going to cost you, right? And in a lot of cases, it costs dudes their houses. It costs dudes their life. I can't really go into that topic too much because YouTube hates that. You know, it costs you as a man. If you're a dude and you're not judgmental, if you have bad judgment, you might as well just wrap up your life and conclude it done at 18. Hell, even younger than that in a lot of cases. Like, if you're a dude and you don't have judgment, you're essentially just screwed, okay? But what we have to advocate here, because we don't want men to be strong in any capacity, is we have to say, well, if you're judgmental, you're a bad person. If a man judges you, you're a bad person. But judgment is one of the best things that men have available to them, particularly in regards to self-preservation. But of course, we can't allow that, right? Because we have to sacrifice men in order to continue to uphold our entitled lifestyles. So let's keep going.
Build up your self-confidence so that when this stuff happens, you're like, dude, no. If you aren't going to give me the effort I'm putting into you, see ya. I don't care how good looking you are, how much I like the idea of us being together.
Notice how the first thing she says is, because she's done this, you see, right? She's chased the dudes who didn't put in any effort. Why? She just told you. Because they were attractive. You see that? So, number one, she has chased dudes multiple times in the past who were attractive simply because they were attractive and they didn't have to put in any effort. Right? So why would any subsequent man put in effort? That's number one. Number two, the next thing that she has chased without any sort of reciprocity is a dude who has a nice lifestyle. So a dude who has a house, who has stability, crap like this. She's chased dudes like this without any reciprocity as well. So knowing this, why would a guy go into this and say, well, I'm going to give you 100% and blah, 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 when you've literally spent decades of your life chasing dudes who didn't have to do anything? It doesn't make any sense.
If they don't put in the effort, walk away. Know that there is somebody else out there who is going to love and accept you for exactly who you are, and they will give you 110%. Now, no relationship is perfect. It's not going to be, you know, pure bliss all the time, but don't settle for the bare minimum, and make sure to take a step back when you first start dating and look at what they're actually giving you, not the daydream of what you hope that you and this person can be.
Right, because it's all about what the man gives you, right? Not about where you sit and how you actually might benefit a man's life. No, we can't consider that. We have to consider what a man gives you. It's like, yeah, you can consider what the opposite person gives you. Okay, I understand this, right? We're all humans. We want to, you know, get value from the relationships that we have, sure. But never in these conversations, you'll notice, do they mention what they actually give to the dude. It's all about what I want, what I want, what I want. And at a certain point, you say, okay, you've listed all the things that you want. You've said what you demand, blah, blah, blah. What exactly do you give to a guy? But no, you can't ask that. Why? Because it's judgmental. I'm sorry, you've spent this entire video, you know, advocating for the judgment of men, but men are not allowed to judge you. Very weird.
That's just some words of wisdom. I hope that you guys have a great Sunday and just know your worth and know your value.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
don't settle, because
Right
life
on,
is too
brother.
short to be unhappy. And you deserve to be in a relationship that gives you everything and more that you've desired.
Yeah, you know, preach, queen. Holy hell. Guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. Remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. And guys, don't forget to take care of yourselves. And I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. I'm going to manifest my way on out of this video. Holy.